Wrestling fans, welcome back to MWF ULTRA. I'm Dan Mirade, joined by Commissioner Vaughn Johnson, and without a doubt, one of the most intriguing, exciting, biggest superstars in the history of this great sport, the one and only superstar, Billy Graham, out in a warmer place tonight in Arizona. Billy, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for inviting me, guys. It's a pleasure being on, and I'm very excited about it, and I'd love to talk about the business and the pros and cons, and it's been a fascinating ride, and I wouldn't change a thing. I really wouldn't.
Well, everyone's talking about it up northeast, Billy. Sunday, May the 17th, you're headed to our humble home here in Melrose for an exciting project we'll talk more about in the coming weeks. But what everyone is talking about right now is what's available on BostonWrestling.com, the efforts of myself, you, President John Cena Sr., Commissioner Vaughn Johnson, the entire MWF family, Carl Lauer of the Cauliflower Alley Club, the efforts to bring Shiloh Pepin to Houston, Texas for WWE WrestleMania 25 this April. Billy, tell us, how did you get involved with Shiloh, and how did this become such a...
Well, I saw Shiloh, I saw her story on the Discovery Health channel, and early December, and of course was very moved by her incredible will to live, born with the legs fused together and without vital female organs, no uterus, a lot of no large intestine tract, just children born like this are supposed to die within hours, and she is a living miracle, has endured 150 operations. She's 9 years old now, and I contacted the family, and I just had to get her to WrestleMania, and we're raising funds to get her down there and her family, and give them 3 or 4 days of happiness. And she's an absolute inspiration to me, talking with this child. She's actually sounds like a college graduate. She's only 9 years old. She's a smart kid. So that's how it happened. I was moved by the Discovery Channel, and they're doing a follow-up story on Shiloh at WrestleMania if we can get her down there. So we're going to do our best to get her there, buddy.
Unbelievable, Billy Graham. You know, at first you hear Mermaid Girl, you'd almost think it's a joke. But then when you actually look and read the story, and we also found a video that we put up on the website, it's an amazing story about an amazing human being. Even her mother said in the piece, someone was supposed to tell the story that she was supposed to die.
What's amazing about the child is her will to live and her positive attitude about life. And that is an enormous inspiration to folks like myself and to everybody worldwide. She will become, without a doubt, world famous. And I want to congratulate you, Dan, as being the first show that I've appeared on talking about the Mermaid Girl, little Shiloh, and this is just the beginning of many interviews and things that will happen for her around the world and bring attention to her. And she's here for a reason. She's a blessing, and she has many large things to accomplish. And I'm proud to be part of her life at this point.
Well, Billy, you know, we were even talking earlier, we'd love to have her down here where it's not too far away on May 17th. But, you know, we can talk about wrestling. It's the king of sports. It's a fascinating topic to discuss. But in the end, it really is all about life.
Yes, without a doubt. And, you know, she's in Kennebunkport, so she's just a few miles away from you guys in Boston, which happens to be one of my all-time favorite cities to wrestle in. The Boston fans, of course the East Coast fans, were far and above, more into their professional wrestling, I believe, than anywhere else in the country.
Well, rabid fans to say the least, and on May 17th you'll join us here in studio with about 30 to 40 of those rabid fans. But we want to get down to the nitty-gritty now. We've got Carl Lauer of the Cauliflower Alley Club on board. He is collecting the funds to give to the Pepin family to get to Houston, Texas for WrestleMania on April the 5th. Billy, tell us how Carl got involved and what we're going to do to get these great folks down to Texas for some some old...
Yes, I contacted Carl because of the Cauliflower Alley Club and their history of being above board and their commitment, really, to use Al Davis's phrase, the Oakland Raiders' commitment to excellence. And I wanted an honorable man to collect these funds and to be accountable for these funds. So I personally contacted Carl, and he's agreed to collect the funds for Shiloh and the Pepin family, and then we'll forward the funds on to Leslie Pepin, the mother. And so I just needed a good, honorable man, which Carl Lauer is, to be the neutral party to receive the funds. And I couldn't go wrong with Carl, and my upcoming first visit to the Cauliflower Alley reunion in April is something I'm thrilled about, and I just can't wait to get there and be part of this great event.
That's right. Carl told me a little earlier when we were talking about our interview to come in a little while that you're actually going to be visiting the CAC for the first time this year, so we'll be able to get together about a month before you come on out to Boston. We'll have a good time out there.
Oh yes, absolutely, and I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled about it. I'm really excited, and I believe just things in the past. I've had some bad health, as you know. Things have interfered, but I'm in excellent condition. I feel great. I'm excited about the CAC folks. I'm excited about going to the Hall of Fame induction up in Amsterdam, and then coming back down to Boston to see you folks May 17th and do our interview there. So it's really an exciting spring for me.
The one thing I think we should stress to the folks, Billy, watching at home, all over the world, even online, is that there isn't an amount too small that you can donate to this fund. Again, we're talking about 3 airline tickets to basically get these folks down to Texas. I mean, just you could throw out an analogy here. Just imagine if every individual that went to the last WWE house show up in Maine donated $1. You know, that'd be more than enough.
It doesn't matter if it's a $10 donation or $20 donation. We need donations. It's a group effort. This is a group effort, and there's no one, I don't believe, any more generous and passionate as wrestling fans. Wrestling fans are very passionate, and they are without a doubt my favorite group of fans of all the sports. And I know the wrestling fans and the wrestlers are going to step up to make this dream come true for this beautiful, beautiful little girl.
I know Georgie and Macropolis, our good friend, is out there trying to spread the word about this. I believe it's in the wrestling fans' heart. Even if they send along $1, you can send cash, check, money order, made out to the Mermaid Girl's mother, just to make sure that it reaches the appropriate family as opposed to the Cauliflower Alley Club by accident, Leslie Pepin. And again, the money goes directly to the family. There's no middleman. No one's collecting a percentage like with some fundraising endeavors that you hear of from time to time. 100% of the donations go to the Pepins. In early April, the Pepins board the plane up in Maine. They go to Texas. And this wonderful human being that survived, I believe it's, I read 140 operations in her 9-year life to have the week of her life.
Yes, 150 and counting. And so she is a miracle. She is a survivor. You think the professional wrestlers, we have survived being on the road and all of the things that we've endured, especially in the early years of the business, the hardships, and myself. You know, I've had hip replacements. I've had my ankle fused. My back has collapsed 3 inches. I've had a liver transplant. I have had a huge amount of serious operations and injuries, but it's nothing compared to this, to little Shiloh, this little 9-year-old beautiful little girl. 150 operations she's endured, and so she has set really an example of the will to survive that really is in all of us. And we've got to honor this child and her wonderful family that's kept her alive all these years, and many more to come.
The information on how you can help Shiloh and family get to Houston is on the screen now, as well as BostonWrestling.com. Billy, we look forward to seeing you in April out in Vegas. May out in the Amsterdam Hall of Fame, and May 17th right here in Boston. We'll be back after this brief timeout with Carl Lauer. Again, fans, visit bostonwrestling.com to find out how you can donate and help get this magical human being to have a magical week in Texas. We'll be right back, fans.